Good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome, good morning or good afternoon. Hi, Gemma. Welcome to the Cassidy, the Cardslinger show here on My Psychic Connection. Thanks for tuning in. It's so lovely to see everybody. I hope everyone's having a great week as we are cruising into Friday, heading into, we got Thursday night, Friday morning, depending on where you're at in the world. So thank you for tuning in. The energy this week has been interesting. Right? If you've been checking out Squirrel's, the Transits and You videos that come out every week, they are the best way to stay on top of what's happening in the sky and how it's going to impact you. So those videos come out. Oh, hey, Colleen. Colleen came right before the show. I just heard your joke. It was so good. I'll repeat it later in the show and give you full credit because that was absolutely hilarious. But come on in, say hello, introduce yourself. If you are new here, come and say hi. If you are returning, come and say hello. I like to see everybody as they're coming in. And it just, makes my day that everyone's here to spend time slinging cards with me for the next hour. So I'm really excited. If you're not sure how it works or if you are interested in getting a reading tonight, go on ahead and put your specific question into the comments. Just type in what you want to know and give me a little bit of context. Khaleesi's most delayed punchline ever. It was. Got the joke yesterday and the punchline today. Hey, Energy. She's sending some hearts. Marie sending some hearts. Hi, guys. Thanks for all of the lovely emojis. This is just making my heart so full as we're getting started here tonight. But yes, as I was saying, as soon as you type in your specific question, you do get put onto the list, which is excellent. And then we will go through and take the questions in order. If you're interested in a longer reading and getting a little bit more detail and information on the topic you're bringing across the table, the donation link will be open. You can donate for a bit longer readings, 3 minutes or 6 minutes. And then we've also got mini and mega readings if you're looking for a whole lot of information and you just want me to sink my teeth into your question. Both of those ones are not timed. So I'll pretty much read on just about anything, folks, with the exception of the following topics. No medical, so nothing about physical health. That includes pregnancy readings. No mediumship readings. So if you're interested in connecting with your loved ones on the other side, come back tomorrow for a Journey and Friends starting at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And there's a whole host of mediums that can help you with that. No general readings, so don't just ask me, what do you see? Or what's coming up? I really need a bit of a situation and some context that can be super helpful for me to connect quickly with your situation and get you exactly the advice and information that you're looking for. So yes, no legal, no medical, no legal. That was the other one. No legal, medical, general, or mediumship questions. I also don't do, birth predictions, death predictions. We'll leave the transition points of life to another day. So anyways, I'm very excited to be here tonight. Oh, Rebecca's here. Hey, Rebecca. She's sending the hearts and the little octopus emoji. That is my favorite little emoji with my little, here we go, Cardslinger octopus logo here. It makes my day. So anyways, I hope everyone's week is off to a really good start. I'm excited to see the questions that are rolling in. What do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've only got 11 decks on the table. Hi, Diana. She's here sending in the hearts. I got 11 decks here that we can go ahead and sling the night away. I am going to be playing my game again with the absurd, ridiculous deck. So stay tuned for that. That game will be coming up in maybe about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and give my deck a really good shuffle here, and I'll be ready to take my first question. Gemma. Hello, Gemma, darling. Gemma says, hi, my son is getting married next year. That's exciting. I managed to get a hotel nearby today, which is great. But I'm so nervous for the big day and if I will cope with my anxiety and fatigue. How can I stay calm? All right, that's a good question, my dear. So let's lay the cards. Congratulations, though, on your son getting married next year. That's very exciting stuff, and I'm glad you got your hotel. So your question is, how can you stay calm during this time? So let's take a look at what the cards have to say. Okay, wonderful. All right, my dear. So not to in any way dismiss the concern that you are bringing across the table, the first impression that I'm getting from my cards is that I think you will be surprised at how well this event goes and how well you end up navigating the whole event and the whole weekend as a whole. The first card I have down here is actually the Four of Wands. So to me, it's showing that you'll be, I would say, a little bit, the Four of Wands sitting beside the King of Swords, which in his upright position here, just being empowered in his mind, able to enjoy the event and enjoy the beautiful wedding day. So the best, okay. One of the tips that I can give you in terms of helping yourself get through this is I would say to work on either visualizing the parts for yourself that you think are going to be pinch points or concerns before the event. So when it happens, it almost feels like you're reliving it. I have the Temperance card in reversed. And to me, it's kind of saying, you know, if there's any points that you can, if you have to give a speech or things like that, that you can get practice on beforehand, or even things that you're not actively involved in. If you're finding, okay, start thinking about this particular part of the ceremony and my heart's starting to beat a little bit, spending a bit of time visualizing what that's going to look like, how it's going to see, what you're going to see, how it's going to smell, how it's going to appear to you. Just immerse your mind into what's about to happen. And I think that'll really help prepare you for the day planning out. So she says, I've already started manifesting it to go well. Honestly, I really believe that it will. I really believe that it will, my dear. So thank you so much for your question. And again, that's super exciting. Oh my gosh, weddings. I hope that everyone's enjoying the beginning of spring, or I guess we're heading into, that would be fall if you are in the southern hemisphere. These transition seasons are among my very most favorite. It's for where I am at, I'm enjoying spring. So we're seeing all of the flowers that are popping out. There's just such a bright, thank you so much. You are so very welcome. There's just such a bright, fresh sense of energy that this time of year seems to bring. And it doesn't matter which transition season you're in, whether you're shifting into something a little more inward and cozy, or if you're coming back out of your shell. It's just such a wonderful time. Gemma says it's spring here in England. It's beautiful. Yay. It's beautiful here as well. We've got cherry blossoms out. All of the flowers are starting to bloom. But hey guys, whoever's here, do you want to let me know where you're here from? I'm very curious. I don't need your address, but like your city, your state, your country. I'm very curious because we are an international platform and we're streaming on over 180 different platforms, and we take questions from, I think, 8 different places at least. So it's kind of neat to see how far and how wide we reach. So we've got Gemma here in England. Let me know if you are here tonight, where you are joining us from. Marie is from Australia. Awesome. She said the kangaroo. Gemma says, what state are you from? I am not from a state. Fun fact, I'm actually up in Canada. So that is where you will find me hanging my hat. Diana says she's in Goffstown, New Hampshire. Lovely. Energy is in Long Beach, North South Wales, Australia. Lovely. Audrey's here. Hey, Audrey. Rebecca's in Florida. My granddaughters are in Sprinter. It's a snowy spring. You know what I saw someone today? I saw a post of it and I thought it was quite ingenious. They had taken their walkway that they had shoveled the snow out of, and they had spray painted into the snow different colored flowers on either side of their walkway. Which I was like, you know what? Whatever spring needs to look like for you. And hey, some people really love their winter months. They love the cold, which is great when you have a delayed spring coming in. Gemma says, oh, okay, my sister lives in Calgary. Very nice. Yeah, they talk about a place with interesting weather. I have visited Calgary before. I'm not kidding. I have walked into the building, sunny blue skies, and walked out of the building in a whiteout blizzard snowstorm. What do they say? If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. It's one of the sayings about Calgary. Anyways, go ahead and get these questions shuffled. Get my cards nice and shuffled, and I'm ready for another question, please. Marie, hey Marie. Marie says, hello Cassidy. Do you see any substantial financial gain for me this year? Thank you kindly. All right, Marie, let's definitely take a look at that. How we see your financial situation looking over the year. So we'll look at this kind of by season here. So for spring, summer, and the winter months, how that looks for you. Okay. All right, my dear. So the first impression I get, and I mean, one could infer this right from the fact that you're even asking this question, but it's almost like you're waiting for some amount of money to come in. I don't know if this is either an inheritance or it seems a little more tangible than I would say expecting to win the lottery, but it looks to me like you're awaiting some sum of money that is out there, that it doesn't seem like you're questioning so much as if it is coming, more as to the tone of when, or when you're expecting to see a notable sum of money transfer into your account. If I'm looking at the springtime, I'm going to just be honest with you, looking through this year, the cards are really saying to me that income is going to be directly tied and reflective of effort and work, which is like not the most fun thing to say. And I'm sorry I don't see like, making it rain dollars over here, but it looks to me, so I've got the she says, always expecting to win the lottery. The Three of Pentacles reversed. I have the Five of Swords and the King of Wands with the Chariot card underneath. So to me, it's more like you will be compensated for the work that you do, the things that you create for yourself, where you're choosing to invest your time and your money. It's more of a growth. I think your investments will, well, I'm not going to go too far into that category without looking at it more. But to answer your question specifically, I'm not seeing a windfall of money coming this year, but keep at it, my darling. I really like this Chariot energy that you have here. You definitely have the ability to make things happen for yourself. So I hope that was helpful, and thank you very, very much for your question. Guys, this is so fun. We're already cruising into the show, and if you are just popping in, I can see we've got some new folks coming in. Welcome. Hello. Please type in your specific question. And guys, do share us out. Kenny says share. Thank you so much for sharing us. We're trying to get to as many folks as we can. So do, tag your friends. She says, thank you so much. You're so welcome, my dear. Tag your friends, share us out. We are excited to meet new people and grow our audience as always. What was I talking about just a second ago? It was here and it's gone. Moving right along. Oh yes, I was saying, if you're new, if you're just joining us, please type in your specific question and you'll be automatically put onto the list. And if you're interested in a longer reading or jumping the line, the donation link will be floating around in the comments below. Depending on where you're listening to me, because there are a few different platforms that are audio only. If you do want to have a question answered tonight, I'm going to funnel everyone over to our YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube and type in My Psychic Connection. You'll see our lovely, here we go, symbol over here with the tree and the live symbol. You'll see my floating face, and subscribe to the channel while you're there. But at least then you'll have a place where you can type in your questions, and I'll be able to read what is on your mind and your heart tonight. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and give this deck a really good shuffle, and I'm ready for my next question, please. Emily. Hi, Emily. Emily says, will I ever own a business? If so, what kind and when? That's a good question. I like that. So let's take a look at how your business prospects look at owning a business, and then see if we can get a sense of what kind, and if the timeline comes through, if we've got time here. So how does it look? Will Emily ever own a business? Ask that first here directly. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I definitely see within you, my dear, that you have the spirit, the drive, the motivation in order to be someone who owns their own business. The center card I have down here is the Queen of Cups. So to me, it seems like it's a very either an intuitively led or a heart-centered business where you're showcasing a fair amount of your own emotional expression and or creativity in the work that you're doing. It definitely seems to be, I don't know, perhaps like I would say service-oriented. It does seem to be where you are working actively, or at least having a product that is reaching people in a way that it feeds something within you to be providing this particular service or item to others. The two cards I have surrounding it, this is where it gets kind of interesting. I have the Emperor in reverse and the Tower in reverse. So what these cards are kind of saying to me is that the raw potential is here, but I'm not seeing enough of the execution to make this a reality in the short term. So your question was specifically, will I ever own a business? And I'm seeing all of the building blocks, the raw pieces in order for you to do that. But there just needs to be a little bit more, I would say, dedication and willingness to take more risks. So that is what I'm seeing for you there, my dear. If there's anything else you want to go further with that, you can, feel free to donate and we can dive into this one a bit deeper. But thank you very much for your question. I hope that was helpful. Very, very interesting when we're looking at questions related to will I ever. And this is something I think I had brought it up one of my very earlier shows, because it's an interesting thing as a reader, knowing and having a look at what is presented. She says, thank you. You're so welcome. What is presented when we look at a question like, will I ever? One of the things I always say is, like, what do your questions reflect to you about the mindset that you have? So are you in any way just giving, will I ever find love or something like that, where you're almost putting yourself in a passenger type role of your own life, which we never recommend anyone to do. To which someone in the comments had said, but people are just looking for some level of confirmation that something like that is happening. And that's perfectly fair and wonderful. And at the same time, it's interesting because we can also a lot of times as we're doing a reading, see how something's going to go, but then also see by sharing the message how that impacts or affects what that person's next move is, right? If I can say, and that's why all of the readers on the show speak this way, and you hear us say, you can't ever just hop out of the situation, right? If someone asks, is love coming? And I see love on my table, but then they're like, okay, I'll wait for it. And they just stay home hanging out with their cats, which is my favorite type of Friday night, and just wait for that to happen. It's like you don't want to take away people's autonomy and ability to go and create the things that they're looking for in their life. So keep that in mind. And I believe, all of the readers here, and a lot of times that'll be a sign of a great reader, to understand what role it is that you are playing in the future that you're creating, what opportunities are coming up, how to take best take advantage of those opportunities, how to sidestep things that you maybe don't want, or, do we need to turn around and take another direction? It's just fascinating. It's fascinating what comes up in these cards. It's all very beautiful. So thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. We're going to be playing my game shortly here in just a couple of minutes. I'll take one more question and then we will play my card game, which is your chance to win a reading with the most ridiculous deck I have ever purchased. So with that, I'm ready for my next question, please. Guys, we have a donation for a 3-minute reading. Excellent. Thank you so very much to Shannon. I appreciate your donation, and it really, really helps us out with the show. And it just, look at how happy you made me, darling. So thank you so very much. I'm going to go ahead and switch decks here because I am getting the feeling that we need this deck for this question. So, Shannon, thank you very much again. Shannon asks, will RS and I reconcile? All right, that is a good question. And my dear, can you give me, if you are here, a little bit of context in terms of your relationship with this particular individual? Is this a love connection? Is this a family member, a friend, a boss? It just does help me frame what I'm seeing in the cards. I'm going to go ahead and start laying and see what comes up here. But thank you again for your question. Let's take a look. I see the two of you reconciling. Oh, interesting. You two have a beautiful connection, or had at one point, I would say, a very interesting, deep, soulful connection. She says this is a love connection. Thank you for that. So the first card I have down here is, and it flipped out of the deck while I was shuffling, is the Emperor in reverse. So what that is kind of saying to me, and when you're asking about this reconciliation, I'm getting a lot of stubbornness energy from their side. It seems like their unwillingness to perhaps not communicate, but budge, but to really get into the deeper conversation. Like they just seem quite closed off, is what I want to say. And being rather stubborn about the way that they are handling their connection with you right now. Next card I have down here is the Hangman in reverse. So that's why I'm wanting to say it doesn't seem to me like the connection between, or the communication between the two of you is perhaps even existent right now. And you might even feel like your hands are a bit tied, like you have tried and you're not really making any headway because you're banging your head against a bit of a wall trying to change his mind when his heart is guarded and stuck. She says, yes, closed off and stubborn. So interestingly enough, the next card I have down here is the Knight of Swords. Now that's a card followed after what I would argue is the most stagnant card in the deck, probably one of the fastest moving cards in the deck. So I feel like the connection between the two of you is not over. And in fact, there are things that, for better or worse, the two of you have to sort out. This can look like either the physical things that you have at some point sooner or later. It doesn't seem like you're forced to communicate, but there's a communication that has to happen. You can't just walk away. There is too much built up in the connection between the two of you. Next card I have is the Hierophant in reverse. So to me, I do think you're going to stay in this period for a while of him not changing his mind and you probably feeling a little bit like, what is he like? What am I trying to do here? You're just, it's very one-sided and it's very unfair to try and, push past someone who's just not in any way meeting you halfway. Next card I have down here is the Magician. So apart from all of this, and to me, this is a slower moving energy. I think you're going to be in this situation with this Hangman for a number of weeks before we... I just want to finish what I was saying there, my dear. So before you really see that level of communication come back, because there are things that are going to reach a time limit that you guys actually have to talk about. And it seems like an imposed timeline that is not like either other people or other obligations. You're going to have to talk sooner or later. But to answer your overall question, a level of reconciliation, I definitely see you talking and moving to a space where you can be, I would say, more civil with one another, and even potential for things to work back out. But I need to stress that it's a bit of a ways off, my dear, and I'm so sorry it's not coming in sooner. But thank you so much again for your donation and for your question. I do hope that was helpful. It is so infuriating and so frustrating when you are in a position when you're trying to even just have a conversation with someone, to make something work, to, when you're in a situation where you're either arguing, fighting, closed off, there's tension going on here, and perhaps sometimes, yes, some level of a break. She says, thank you. You're so very welcome. Some level of time apart or a break is definitely, it definitely can be what the doctor ordered, right? But at some point, I've been there and I totally get it. I totally get it, where it's like, what am I even fighting for anymore? And what this person is showing me, can I see this fully for what it is? And am I willing to fight and push past this? And in some cases, yes. But in some cases, we can't. Some cases we can't. But anyways, I digress. So thank you guys so very much. And thank you so much again, Shannon, for your donation. It really helps out the show and it makes me the happiest little Cass. Anyways, so guys, it's game time. Who's ready for game time? So how this is going to work, and I'm going to explain the game for the next couple seconds, and then we are going to get going. So I have in front of me a standard deck of playing cards. It is 52 cards. We have ace through 10 of the 4 suits, which is spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds. Ace through 10. And then we have the court cards. There's jack, king, and queen in each of those suits, if you're not familiar with playing card deck. How this is going to work is when I say go, we're going to start a timer for 2 minutes. And I want to see if anybody can guess the card that was pulled before the show started. So this is a good intuitive hit game to try and see if you can guess within yourself what card was pulled. And if you are not getting an intuitive hit, never fear. You can just type as fast as you can, as many guesses as you want. There is no limit. In the 2 minutes that we are taking guesses, you can just type to your heart's content. So that's what we are going to do. I'm going to say go. And the here they go, here they come. Thanks for your guesses, guys. You can type as many guesses as you want. And again, the winner of this reading gets a reading with my very, very absurd, ridiculous deck, which is always a good time. So guess as many times as you want, and you do need to say what the number or the court is and the suit. So I see lots of good guesses coming in. Thanks, guys. Keep guessing, keep guessing. I hope we find it. This is always so fun, watching the chat just light up with guesses. Oh, guys, this is awesome. So in the meantime, while you guys are typing in your guesses, make sure you're checking out our shows, because, guys, there are shows on this beautiful network 5 nights a week. So starting from this moment in time, the next show you're going to be able to catch is tomorrow evening, which is Journey and Friends from 8 to 10 o'clock, at least 10 o'clock Eastern time. And that show is always such a good time. You're going to have the amazing Psychic Journey with whichever friends he chooses to bring on for the evening. It's such a good time. Then for the weekend, we are not live, but you can always catch us on mypsychicconnection.com for personal, private, one-on-one readings. And then Monday, we are back with Journey Ryan live at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Destiny K is on Tuesday. She's the sweetest thing in the whole world, and her readings are so beautiful. She's at 7 o'clock Eastern on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we've got such a killer lineup starting at 9 o'clock with Psychic Gigi, the groovy brown goddess, with her amazing happy hour show at 9 o'clock. We've got the card. It's Colleen. Colleen got it with the 2 of diamonds. Yay! Thank you guys for playing the game, and thank you so much for everyone for your guesses. Colleen, I'm so excited that you won. Colleen, I will say, so I know you watch the show, but my dearest Colleen, if you have an area of life that you want me to ask about, or you have a specific question, I am here to take that question. But this is the only time in existence that I don't have to ask a question. If you just want it to be whatever the message is. So do let me know. I'm going to finish our wonderful schedule. So back to Wednesdays. We've got, yes, like I said, the Groovy Brown Goddess with her happy hour show at 9 o'clock Eastern, followed by Journey Ryan live at 10. And then Squirrel, the amazing Whispers from the Forest. And Journey said, yay, Colleen. Whispers of the Forest is Wednesday night at midnight. So that beautiful liminal hour Eastern time between Wednesday and Thursday. And then Thursday night, we're back with tonight's lineup, which is Destiny K at 7 o'clock, Journey Ryan live at 10 o'clock, and then me, Cassidy the Cardslinger, yours truly, at 11 o'clock Eastern. Okay. Yay, Colleen, my darling. I'm so very excited that you won. You've won once before, haven't you? I think, Colleen, you're an intuitive darling. I like this. So let me get this big chunky deck. She says, okay, cool. Just roll with any message. That's fun. I love it. Rebecca's saying salty nuts. Okay, that was Colleen's joke. I said I was going to say it again. So Colleen's joke was, she left us hanging, but it wasn't her fault. It looked like the comments were just screwing up. Her joke was, why do squirrels swim on their back? Right? That was the joke. And the punchline was, it was to keep their nuts dry, I do believe, which is, you know what I thought it was? My guess was because they prefer their nuts roasted, and you know, the sunny day backstroke. Oh my gosh, absurd. But thank you for that joke, Colleen. She says, yes, I have. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's take a look from the ridiculous deck here. What is the message that comes forward? Rebecca is crying laughing. What is the message that the ridiculous deck has from our beautiful Colleen, or for our beautiful Colleen here tonight? What is the message for Colleen? All right. Sometimes I don't know what to do with these cards. They're absurd. All right. So the first card I have down, it says everything's fine, and it has a skull with a mushroom cloud situation going on. So we have everything's fine, followed by the next card. This one is called Urinal Death, and we have a skull in what appears to be a urinal. Okay, so it's neat that we have the skull going on in between these two places. And then the third card we have, it says shark, trombone, and 3 sandwiches. So it looks like this. What is this deck? This is absolutely absurd. Okay. Colleen, my dear, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. So the first card, with everything is fine. And obviously from this card, it's perhaps showing maybe everything's not fine. I am particularly addressing something that you know is a concern problem area in your life that you just haven't given the time and attention to dealing with it yet. This could be tidying your house. This could be breaking off a connection with someone. There's something that you're aware is not good for you, and for some reason you're just saying it's fine, it's okay. We have then urinal death here. We do need to get rid of it. We need to flush it away in all of its beauty and all of its glory. This is actually addressing that thing that you've been putting off and saying this minute, not this minute, I mean for the next little bit of time, it's going to be important to collect this thing. That's why I'm wondering if it's like, cleaning a house, a tidying, a rate, something you've been putting off. I'm going to just leave it at that. Needs to be dealt with and is drawing your attention to finish it. Get rid of it, move it along, flush it out of your life. The next card I have, which is the shark, trombone, and 3 sandwiches. This is absolutely absurd. So after you have gotten rid of that thing, it seems like there is going to be room for something, a better combination. I just feel like you're going to be indirectly, there's going to be space made for something better. If it's getting rid of a friend that's not a good friend, it's going to be room for something better to come in. Cleaning up the house, you end up feeling better about your space. So that is what I want to say for you is your message, my dear. Something you've been saying is fine that you know is not fine. It's now the time to get rid of that thing and allow the very interesting and weird wraparound reward. You might even find something in that process that comes back up that will feed your soul with the 3 sandwiches and just be music to your ears with the trombone. Absurd. Squirrel says, I finally got my ridiculous deck. Had it for 5 minutes and my husband took it. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes, it is a really fun one. So she says, so fun. Thank you so much. You are very welcome, my dear. Congratulations again on winning for tonight. And excellent guess. Very, very well done. I'm going to give my hat off to you. Okay, let's get ahead. We're going to pick another deck here, give it a good shuffle, and I'll be ready for my next question, please. Colleen! This happened when Audrey won as well. She had won, and I'd done her reading, and then the next question that popped up was Audrey's question, which was all the way too cool. So Colleen says, hi, Cassidy. How do you see my friend A reacting when she finds out about Guy 2 and me? All right. Does friend A know Guy 2? Is there an existing, is she finding out about your connection with him because she knows him, or is you're just, I mean, you can answer that if you want. It maybe isn't particularly relevant, but I'm just curious. So let's take a look at how your friend is going to react. She says, yes, she does know him. Okay, cool. How is she going to react to Colleen when she finds out that there's a connection here with Guy 2? Okay. She says she digs him, but I think that energy has calmed a bit. Okay. Well, initially, the first card I have down here is the 7 of coins. And I like the feeling I'm getting surrounding this in terms of, I feel like if you're asking about her level of approval, it's like, yeah, okay, I could see that this works out. Initially, you might not even get too overly much of a reaction from her. She just seems quite, or this person, she seems fairly calm surrounding the situation. Like, oh, that sounds nice. Keep me posted how it goes. I feel like she feels that there can be a connection that has some longevity between the two of you. But then the next couple cards I have down is I feel like she might go away, percolate with how she feels about it, and then she might come, this is how I'm seeing that happening. Go away, percolate about her feelings surrounding it, and then she'll come back to you with a stronger opinion surrounding it. I'm not saying the opinion is bad or anything. In fact, it's kind of, I've got the Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So it's almost like you let her know about it. There's a period of time when maybe she's not bringing it up or you're not talking about it with her. And then she comes back and shows her excitement a little bit. Say the excitement is shown a little bit later than in that initial moment that she finds out. Well, thank you so much for your question, my darling. I hope that was helpful, and all the best to you. Very exciting stuff. All right, thanks guys. I'm having so much fun here tonight. The time is cruising by. If you are just popping in, please come on in, say hello. Nicola says hello. Hi there. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. And type your specific question into the comments, and we will put you on the list to get a reading tonight. The free readings are 2 minutes long, and if you're looking for something a little bit more in depth, we've got different donation options, and the donations jump right to the front of the list. So I always say, if you don't want to exercise patience here tonight, I will not make you. So awesome. We're going to go ahead and shuffle all these cards right in. Sorry, that was very close to my mic. I hope that I did not just blast everyone with that shuffle. So getting this ready for my next question, and I'll take my next question, please. Awesome. Diana. Hi, Diana. She says, when and where will I move? Thank you. All right, Diana, let's take a look at the situation surrounding your move and what's going on there for you. So Diana, when and where she wants to know about moving. All right, my dear. Okay, so yeah, interesting, lovely. This is quite lovely. In terms of your living situation, moving, the first thing that comes to me as being important about where you end up relocating to, I have the 3 of Cups, and to me that's saying in an area that is, I don't necessarily pick up that the area itself is familiar to you, and while it might be, it seems that you have friends or family in that area. It seems to me more friends. They may not even necessarily be close friends, but acquaintances, or there is a community that you're not entirely disconnected from. It doesn't seem like you're moving to a brand new city where you don't know anybody and all of that level of thing, right? The first thing that is showing here is that you're moving to a space where there's some level of familiarity with the community. I'm also seeing this can look like a return to where you have lived previously, but it doesn't seem like you necessarily either lived there a long time or got a chance to explore that area in the level of depth that you wished you did or that you would have liked to. I have the Ace of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed. So it seems to me like an earlier point in your life, you either were a student there, you lived there for a part-time job, or not necessarily the reasons why you lived there, but you have some experience with that area, and sorry, I'll just say that. It seems like a returning to energy as well as an energy of friends and people around you that you know. So thank you very much for your question, my dear, and I wish you all the very best with your move. That's very exciting, moving home. It seems like springtime, that question seems to be, I guess, a lot more on people's minds. It makes sense, right? You're moving out of the winter. Who wants to move in the winter time? But especially, with the weather getting warmer, that spring cleaning energy, if you're not moving, even just, zhuzhing up your space, beautifying your space, cleaning up, cleansing out, and just inviting new energy into where you are at. It always seems to be either, finding a new home or getting newness into your particular house or space that you're currently inhabiting. So, Diane, you said you missed it. You can always just go back. So just scroll back a little bit in the video if something glitched out. But yeah, just back up a little bit and you can see what I had to say there. I know there's sometimes if there's a connectivity issue, YouTube will jump us around. So thank you for your question, and I'll be ready for my next question, please. This is for Beth. Hi, Beth. Beth says, will my oldest son startup company get new clients soon? All right. Will my oldest son's startup company get new clients soon? Let's take a look at what's going on for your son. Very exciting to have a startup company. Let's see what the cards have to say. There we go. All right, cool. Very nice. All right, so the first card I have down here is the Temperance card. So it seems to be a beautiful passion project is maybe the right word, but it seems to me that this business is surrounding the creation of something that is very important to your son and something that he really wants to bring out into the world and share with people. And I feel like this seems like such a calling that he is answering in terms of, starting this particular company. The next card I have here is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and that's kind of showing me where things are at right now. So when you're saying, will he find new clients soon? To me, it can kind of, I get the sense that it's very important that he finds new clients soon. It seems like the financial situation is either a little bit strained or we're having a hard time covering our costs in order to keep things going and to build in the way we're looking to. You can see here in the card, in the reverse position, it just seems like it's not so much a wondering of if new clients will come, but it's like, hey, new clients are actually very much so needed to keep this thing a-going. The card I have for the immediate future here, this is the Five of Swords. So I think they're going to be in for a bit of a battle to claim their space in this particular field and where they're trying to break out into. It looks like they've got fairly fierce competition in terms of who else is trying to do something similar or is taking away the market share for the work that they're doing. The card I have following that for a bit longer term. That bell! Ah! Well, I'll just say, I do see things turning around for them for sure. They're just in for a bit of a battle in the near term there, my dear. So thank you for your question. I really wish them all the best. That's super exciting to have a startup company. And it's, sometimes it takes things to get off of the ground. Never underestimate the power of advertising. Word of mouth is a beautiful tool. Having your clients go out there and perhaps do your bidding for you. So anyways, so guys, make sure you are over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. There is content that comes out there every single day. So earlier when I was talking about the shows and I said there's the gap over the weekend, you can find every single day. We've got the tarot card of the day with Journey Ryan, and those messages are so on point. They are so wonderful, as well as Destiny K's angel numbers, and they are absolutely beautiful. Both of those are such a good piece of either guidance or information or understanding to weave into your day and see how it fits. It's just been it's been such an interesting experience for me personally. How their messages tie in with what's going on. It's just beautiful. And that is content that's only over on our YouTube channel. So head on over to YouTube, type in My Psychic Connection, and please make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on all of this very exciting content. Awesome, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get my cards a good shuffle, and I'm ready for my next question, please. Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca says, is my daughter Sabrina going to be okay flying on her own to DC to see my son audition next month for the Pershing's own band? Thank you. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, is your daughter Sabrina going to be okay flying on her own to DC to visit your son? Awesome. That's a very good question. Let's see how that journey is going to go for her next month. Or Sabrina. Okay. All right, my dear. So the first thing I'm kind of getting from her, I've got the Seven of Pentacles here in the reverse position. So I'm picking up on, I would say, either a level of concern, anxiety. Is this the first time she's traveled alone? It seems to me like I'm tapping into her, almost looking out to this, feeling a little bit unsure of how I'm going to get this to go on my own. Is this particularly, I get the sense that there's not a lot of connecting flights. She says yes, that there's not a lot of connecting flights. It seems to me like you have done what you can with the Emperor card here to make this journey as easy as possible for her. You've got her paperwork laid out for her, the time of the flight. I wouldn't even be surprised if you're the one dropping her off and you've got someone picking her up on the other side. To me, it just seems like you are doing absolutely everything that you can to ensure that this journey goes well. Is she going to be okay on the trip? Yes, she is, but I can't sidestep the fact like it's going to be a bit of an anxious trip for her. I would say if on your end you can plan to be either you or her, anyone surrounding her that she can be in touch with. She says she's got anxiety because she's overweight and over nervous about the seat. Oh, I can understand that for sure. I do see, like, I've got the Three of Pentacles here upright as well as the King of Swords in reverse. So to me, I feel like she is carrying that discomfort and that bit of unease with her. I'll say that unease carries with her throughout the journey, but I do think she will make it there safe and have a really nice time visiting your son on the other side. So I hope that was helpful, my dear, and do, continue supporting her in any way that you can. Be available for the call before when she's got through security, and she can be in touch, and as soon as she lands, kind of thing. It'll be okay. She will get through this one for sure. So thank you again for your question, my darling. All right, guys, I'm having such a lovely time tonight. Thank you, everyone, for being here. She says, oh, good, thank you. Oh, it's the hearts and the little octopus. I don't know why I keep doing this. I'm making my head into the octopus, I guess. Oh, that reminds me of Davy Jones. Do we have any Pirates of the Caribbean fans in the house? Yeah, that's a very good series. I was very big into Pirates of the Caribbean as they were coming out a few moons ago. So anyways, also guys, let me know what I'm always just curious. Let's throw that question out there. What's your favorite movie? I'd love to get to know you guys a little bit more. I'll try and think of what my favorite movie is. I don't have one that necessarily comes to mind off of the top of my head. I have like a list of favorite movies. A Knight's Tale is one of them. I love me a good underdog story. But anyways, I'd love to get to know everybody a little bit more. So if you have a favorite movie that you're really passionate about, do let me know. And if I have not seen it, I'm going to go ahead and add that to my watch list. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this in. Squirrel says, oh my God, I thought you meant Davy Jones from the Monkees. Oh my goodness. Rebecca says, Clueless. Okay, I have not seen Clueless. Michael says, favorite movie, I like Click. It's got a really, Click. Oh, a ball at the end of that movie. In the Beyond section, that's a really, really good movie. Energy says, love Jack Sparrow. Har har. That's amazing. Michael says, Adam Sandler. Yeah, that movie is, oh man, missing the moments. I recommend that one too. It has a very good lesson. Because I think time travel would be very fun, but if that was the rules of it, whoa, makes you think for sure. Really good recommendation, Michael. Thank you for bringing that up. That's taken me somewhere. Energy says 50 First Dates because I love Hawaii. I have seen that movie front to back, so many times. I could probably almost recite that whole series. Journey says all the Star Trek movies. Yay! Awesome. I have not seen all of them. Same with Star Wars movies. I've seen a couple and I've really enjoyed the ones I have seen, but I need to I want to actually like properly go through Star Wars. So anyways, thanks guys. That was really fun. Keep them coming if you've got more. I will take another question, please, while those are rolling in. Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Squirrel says ink. Debbie says, I would like to know if I will ever meet my soulmate, when and who. All right, my dear, let's take a look at what's going on with your love life and in your love connection, or your current, I will say your future love prospects. Let's take a look at what the cards have to say, my dear. All right, my dear. So the impression I get from these cards, the first two cards I have down is the Queen of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands in reversed, kind of leading me up to where things were and where things are at right now. So they're both very strong, independent, and empowered women cards, which I love their energy. But when we're talking particularly in a love context, the impression I'll say I'm getting here is it's probably been a bit of time, my darling, since you've had a connection that was fulfilling, soulful, and a bit of time. Yeah, okay. There seems to be I will say a particular connection. I was wanting to just quickly check, like, has there been that love of your life type of thing in your past? And there is one particular instance coming up in the past, but that seems to be over, and it's been some time that you're now looking to find someone else. Will you ever find your soulmate? Well, I've talked about how I feel about soulmates in particular, but I'm never, like, never say never, my dear. You absolutely can. But I'm going to be all the way honest with you, and I'm seeing a number of blocks between where you're at and where you're actually able to find the next person. I have the Three of Swords in reverse, so I'm going to lovingly call you out a little bit on how much energy you're actually putting into finding that right person. And then I have the Five of Wands in reverse, which to me is, it seems like you have either not given the time of day to the people who would have been a good match, or you're just closed off to anyone. I'll say closed off to anybody. I feel like you've written people off too quickly. The impression I'm getting for you, my dear, is you just seem too closed off and not putting in enough energy and effort to actually find that person, to find someone you can have a connection with, because the path you're on is not leading you to where you want to go. So I'll say to you, my darling, you need to make a change in order to get this person into your life, because I can see them. They can't come through. They are staring at a closed gate. I'm sorry, and I hope that I know that I'm saying that with love and with nothing but respect for you and your current situation. It's just, when I see something like that in the cards, it's like we really need to take a hard 90 at the next light, or we go back the way you came, or go a completely fork in the road, go back a bit and go a completely different direction. And that's one thing I really like about the cards, is because if you implement the changes that I am suggesting here, we put more effort into what we're looking to create, I can lay the cards again and see an entirely different outcome and future for you, my dear. But what was coming up there, it was just block after block after block. And you even saw me there. I kept pulling more cards to be like, okay, is this something that's going to improve on its own? And I was getting a no. We need to, put ourselves back in the driver's seat. All of my driving, take a 90 at the light, all of my driving references today. I don't know where these are all coming from. Anyways, thanks for being here tonight, everyone. I'm so excited for Thursday nights. They are always the highlight of my week, as well as Fridays when I do join the Friday show. But guys, the next show will be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So do make sure you are tuning in and checking that out for Journey and Friends. It is such a great time. It is so much fun. If I am not on the show, I will be in the audience watching it alongside you. Always so much fun. So with that, I'll be ready to take my next question, please. Alexa, excuse me. Alexa says, hello, pretty girl. Oh, hi, darling. She says, when will Chase come back into my life? All right, let's take a look at what we see there. And if a timeline comes forward, and if you're still here, my dear, is this a love connection, a friendship connection? You can let me know if you're around. Otherwise, I'm going to just go ahead and see what the cards have to say with what's going on in the relationship between you and Chase. Oh, okay. Wow. So this is very interesting. She says a little bit of both. Tough situation. I see that. I see that, my dear. This is very interesting. And I want to say it almost echoes a reading I had given earlier tonight, where on his end, he seems to be a bit difficult to reach, to get through to turn his head when his head is not being turned by his own brain, kind of thing. Card I have for him is the Hermit card in reverse. When I'm looking at that in terms of a relationship context, it's showing me a level of distance, separation, closed offness of, I'm talking about a connection between two people, and I have a very solitary figure on my table. And then if I look at where you're at here, I've got the Six of Cups. So to me, it seems like it's on his side that the doors are, that the level of communication is rather blocked. It seems to me to be, if I were to cast that on someone, a him problem, or it's coming from his particular side. And it looks like you are willing and wanting to put in the effort, but there's only so much you can do when what you're doing is not being met with receptivity. And I want to say this seems to hang out for a little bit of time. The card I have for what's coming up next in the short term, that was the fastest 2 minutes of my whole life. The short-term future, I'll say it does seem like it hangs on there for a bit of time with the King of Pentacles in reverse. But on the other side of that, it looks shockingly nice for the two of you. I will say that because I have to respect the rights of the bell, but that is what I will say, my dear. I'm sorry I ran out of time, but I do hope that that was helpful in the short term. She says, absolutely, this is so true about him. Yeah, definitely. I know the type, and it's always interesting in readings when we get something like the Hermit card coming up in a relationship context, because it's like, yeah, we are literally talking about you relationally with other people, and a card like the Hermit, by its definition, likes to be a solitary figure. So anyways, with that, yeah, thank you again for your question. I'm going to take one more question, will be my last question of the evening, and then we will have to wrap this up, guys. I can't believe this hour has just totally cruised by. This is for Kenny. Hi, Kenny. Kenny says, will I be successful on my visa interview on April 20th, 2023? Your visa interview. If you're here, my dear, like, do you mean... I'm gonna just check the level of success with this. I'm just wondering if you're applying for a visa and if you're looking to see if that goes through. So let me know if you're here, my dear. But I'm gonna go ahead and just check the level of success. Thank you for the date. I will take a look at that. Sorry, can you put that question up just one more time? It was thank you so much, April 20th. Sorry, I was like, isn't it already April 30th? No, sorry. Will you be successful with your visa interview on April 20th? Let's take a look at that. Oh, Kitty says, yes, I'm here. Hi, Kitty. Thanks for hanging in. I like what I'm seeing here, my dear. First card I have down is the Queen of Swords, and the second card I have down is the Magician. So both of these cards, I like them a whole lot. It seems, like I said, I'm checking the level of success with what you were talking about here. And that Magician card is saying you need this in order to make a further move. This is another tool that you have to acquire in order to take the next step that you're looking to do. The Queen of Swords to me is showing your diligence with your preparation for this. And it's like, I know the things that are expected of me. I know what I need to take to get there. And I'm coming in with my well-spoken voice. I know what I'm talking about. They're not going to catch you off guard with how this is going to go. The final card I have here is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So again, if we're talking about like a visa application and in terms of it going through, I'm getting a yes. But with this card being in reverse, I want to say either like the limit's a bit lower than you were expecting, or it's not dollar for dollar what the situation is. It's not your perfect outcome. It's just a little bit less. But I will say to you, my dear, I am absolutely seeing that go successfully on the date that you provided. So thank you so much for your question, Kenny, and I do appreciate you being here. He says, okay, thank you very much. You are very welcome. Guys, I can't believe the hour has gone by. This has been so much fun. Thank you all for tuning in and for being here tonight. Again, you can check out Journey and Friends tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. And anytime, check us all out at www.mypsychicconnection.com, where you can get readings with any of the readers that you see here on the network, as well as there's some other cool readers that you can check out as well. Guys, do stay tuned. The next couple of months are going to be wild and super interesting around here. So please keep in touch with all of the cool stuff that we have coming out. Check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, My Psychic Connection, and you can always find some really neat things that are going on. With that, I'm going to go ahead and love you and leave you. Thank you for spending your time with me tonight, and I hope that you can make it again. I'm always on Thursday nights at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. This is Cassidy the Cardslinger signing off and wishing you an excellent rest of your week. We will catch you later. Mwah! Bye, guys.